like you, and with strength, Master kept me as I repent. And he said, keep your head to the sky.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Sahara Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And what an honor it is to start our week off with affirmation and a little guided meditation and get ourselves together. Sahara Ali is an astrologer. She's a numerologist, a meditation instructor, a sound bath specialist, sound healer, life coach, and she's just the bomb. Sahara Ali, good morning. Time for Mindful Monday.
Good morning, Dominique, and thank you. I appreciate you saying that I'm the bomb. And welcome, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with faith, power, wisdom, and truth. This morning, I'd like to unpack the transformational energy of Sun in Pisces for the next 29 days, plus Mercury retrograde on the 26th, conjunct Venus in the North Node. Pisces season is a reminder that endings are gateways allowing new life to emerge, shifting our consciousness, enhancing spiritual balance, aiding us to trust the unseen world to thrive without fear. It yields opportunities to expand our inner vision, to trust the world behind our eyes. The celestial influence is releasing what no longer serves our highest good, setting boundaries and discernment, challenging all of us to look deep within, reframing our lives, breaking free from old patterns to embrace the unknown. It's time to take inventory, re-examining our intentions and expectations to be honest with ourselves and others. We benefit by knowing the mind is our tool of survival, an instrument that allows us to understand, discover, and evolve. The call to action is emotional management, honoring self-worth, mindfully releasing pain body conditioned responses, reframing emotional betrayal as personal empowerment, trusting our fullest potential to unfold. Focusing on the manifestation of what we want instead of what we don't want, opening the space to let go, to let God. And remember, Pisces is imagination, flowing like water, purifying our internal struggle, asking us to release our pain body stories, to embrace truth, being unapologetic in our greatness, and during this time of spiritual rebirth and evolution. So let's go forward. Let's unpack our illusions, anchoring divine power with our KBLA Mindful Monday meditation. So mindfully bring your awareness to your breath and sit still. Find your center, ground yourself, and breathe. Allow yourself to release, relax, and let go. Take a big breath, inhaling. Hold the breath for a moment. And as you exhale, be on purpose in this moment, opening your heart to truth. Give yourself permission to take this time to be here and now, trusting your inner spirit. Just relax and breathe. Breathe in love from the Most High. Call on your angels and ancestors as we surrender all aspects of our life to wholeness. Relax, center yourself, breathe, and be right here, right now, ready to receive clarity of purpose. Relax, reframing your outer vision to match unconditional love in the world behind your eyes. Center yourself and just breathe. Breathe, trusting your soul's wisdom, asking yourself, how can I level up to my fullest potential? Relax and sit with that. How are you willing to level up to your fullest potential? Relax and listen to the world behind your eyes with an open heart. Listen to your inner knowingness as you breathe and relax and let go and open the space for leveling up, give yourself permission to receive insight, to bring in love, to bring in clarity, to bring in truth that supports the wholeness of your life. Breathe, willing to take the trash out, willing to release all obstructions to divine guidance. Relax and sit in divine guidance. Breathe and listen. Open your heart, open your mind, and be right here, right now, committed to doing and being unapologetically progressive in your consciousness, in pursuit of your wholeness. Breathe, feeling anchored, letting go, promising yourself to embrace self-empowerment, relaxing, connecting to your breath, connecting to your light, and listening to your heart's wisdom. Can I not talk today? Breathe, integrating your wholeness, and quiet your mind to embrace your mind, body, and spirit. And sit in this space for a moment and open your heart and give yourself permission to embrace our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. As you sit and as you honor the stillness within you, give yourself permission to upload our Mindful Monday affirmation. Today, I unapologetically embrace my wholeness, accepting life's purpose, receptive to the Most High's will to be done with grace and ease. Today, I unapologetically embrace my wholeness, accepting my life's purpose, receptive to the Most High's will to be done with grace and ease. Relax and breathe, bringing your awareness back to present time. And as you bring your awareness back, listen with your heart, listen with your mind, listen with your body. Today, I unapologetically embrace my wholeness, accepting my life's purpose, receptive to the Most High's will to be done with grace and ease. Bringing your awareness back, give yourself permission to be right here, right now, and to unapologetically embrace your wholeness, accepting your life's purpose, being receptive to the Most High's will to be done with grace and ease. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetic, mindfully blessed week, being receptive and on purpose.
Thank you so much, Sahara Ali. If you want to connect with Sahara, maybe you want to take one of the sound baths or get a personal sound healing, a reading. Maybe you want to get a yoga lesson or go to a yoga class. Connect with her at saharaali.com, or call her assistant Elise at 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Sahara Ali, again, thank you.
Thank you, Dominique. And also, I will be doing a sound bath with the Collaboratory on Wednesday in Altadena. Connect with the Collaboratory. I believe you can go online and find them, or you can call the Collaboratory and speak to Ash or go on their website. I will be doing a sound bath for the fire survivors on Wednesday.
Excellent, excellent. The Collaboratory is something, if you're a Altadena fire survivor, you need to connect with them anyway, because they're continuing the work where many of the service organizations have packed up and gone. So thank you for that. If you're a survivor, go, because that sound healing is going to make you feel so much better. Sahara Ali, thank you.
Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, KBLA family.
Phillip Jackson, our cinematographer, Niele Anderson, our director, producer, are in le studio. And we'll welcome you guys. We're going to talk. The film is Stolen, and we're about to drop the tea, the 411, the scoop. If you got questions or a conversation, they are here in the studio in person. That is next on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions. This is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
For 70 years, the Humane Society of the United States has worked to end animal cruelty. Now, we're continuing that mission as Humane World for Animals, because we work around the globe to care for animals who are suffering today. And we tackle the root causes of cruelty for a kinder tomorrow. We are Humane World for Animals, and together we can make a difference. Help make change for animals. Visit humaneworld.org.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaped his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month Luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like nuclear reactor safety expert.
I disabled the backup cooling system. It was making such an annoying noise. You heard it, right? It was like, beep.
We're on a countdown to core failure.
And you're saying we don't want that?
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Visit the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon for the Kilo of Gold giveaway. Drawings every Thursday in February. Visit Hard Rock Casino Tejon, the easiest drive from downtown LA. The excitement starts here at the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
So who are these people, these lovely people in the studio? We're being joined by a longtime community activist. She's also worked with the Los Angeles Sentinel. She was a producer and talent on Fox Soul.
And creator. Don't forget I was the
and
creator.
Yeah. Okay. No, put that footnote in. And also currently has her own morning show, a radio show, but is the director of the new film feature documentary Stolen. Niele Anderson, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Great to be back.
Yeah, how could I forget creator? Because you were the creator of the Fox Soul election special, which you casted me in. So thanks for that. Good looking out, girl.
Always, always.
We're also being joined by a longtime member of Black Lives Matter, BLMLA, BLM Grassroots. He's a cinematographer and a filmmaker who works steadily freelancing here in Hollywood, in the mainstream Hollywood arena. Phillip Jackson, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I should also mention that Phillip Jackson is the cinematographer for Stolen, the feature documentary that we just premiered in the Pan-African Film Festival. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, good morning.
Yeah, so I was asking folks, I know you had people mad at you, Niele, because you work with a lot of different entities. You know, you also have several other documentaries in the pipeline that I know we're not allowed to talk about, but you work with a lot of different folks in television and radio and print, and you didn't say nothing about this project that we've been working on 2 years.
Right. We've been in production for 2 years. And it's been a beautiful 2 years as we also got to learn and create friendships with along the journey, you know, tussles back and forth about what direction to go in. It's been a beautiful experience for me. But to the point of friends, I mean, we started the journey officially publicly on Friday, but I didn't feel too bad about it because, you know, we're on the film festival journey now. And so there'll be several film festivals that we'll be participating in LA. And I know that all of those people are on the list to be at those. So you didn't make the first one, loved ones, but trust me, we have more film festivals in store for you to attend to here in LA and across the country and abroad.
Yeah, I think that's well said. That's part of it. We don't know where this is going to end up as far as the official deal, because what most movies do, they go to film festivals and then they get distribution and they sign deals from there.
Right.
But we do know that it'll be around in festivals.
Yeah, it'll be around in festivals, and it's like, you know, we've gotten such tremendous feedback, positive feedback, and it's like, okay, we want to show it, but we have to keep it, you know, in the festival circuit. And then because once we get distribution, we don't want people to say, oh, we've already seen it, right? We want them all to go to the network, to Netflix, to Hulu, we're claiming it, to watch it. So I'm excited about the festival journey.
Yeah, me too. Phillip, you've been on many, you know, a sitcom, a reality show, a film inside Hollywood, while you're simultaneously being part of the Black Lives Matter movement that you're very committed to. Is this the first time both of those worlds come together?
Almost. A few years back, a filmmaker, Grace, who's also a surviving family, kind of came together, made about 5 small mini docs, and that was kind of the first time where I was officially helping create media that was to be shared outside of just like our Instagram or socials and all that. So yeah, it's very rarely that my filmmaking world and skill set and the organizing skill set come together in the same time.
Yeah. But and you know, because we had such a small sort of dedicated team that made this happen, you did a lot more than just what we would typically expect. I mean, not that cinematography is a small job, but you did more than that. You did archiving and all kinds of research and all kinds of other things.
Yeah, it was just a full team effort. You know, a lot of people wore a lot of different hats at any point in time during the last 2 years and the years to come. So it was really just bringing myself and whatever I could do to the project to help it kind of get along.
Yeah, and you are obviously a member of Black Lives Matter, and even the people inside the organization did not know this was happening. How was that? I mean, that must have been a trip for you especially.
It was a little strange. There's definitely a lot of coded wording and like, oh, we're archiving. We're just need the space for a little bit for a thing, and you know, a lot of just skirting around exactly what was going on. But I think after the premiere, people were like, oh, okay, I see why you had to be so cagey about what was happening.
Right. They get it. And what's the response you've been getting from people, from your fellow members of Black Lives Matter?
I think everybody's super excited to see the hard work that's been going on put together in one contained moment and package where you can easily point to like, oh yeah, I was there. I remember this or I remember that. It's one thing to do the work, but it's hard to step back and reflect a lot of the times because there's always something else coming up that you're fighting for. So to have a moment, you know, that hour and a half to like really sit and reflect on the journey we've all come together, you know, was really powerful.
And Niele, you know, you are not just a director of the picture, you're also an executive producer, which means I feel like you were really reaching into a lot of the different worlds that you function in and bringing resources, ideas, and folks to the table. How was that process for you, and and what's the feedback you're getting now?
Well, really, it wasn't too many people I reached out to because it was a secret.
Right. But I mean, you brought in Phil Taylor, the editor.
Yeah,
you
our
brought
production.
in Michael Clayton, the other
Peyton,
editor. I mean, Peyton, excuse me.
I mean, I
the
think
other
it
editor.
was. Yeah, no, I think it was great. That concept and idea sat in my computer for 9 months before I even stepped to Melina about it. And so when she said yes, and you talk about, bringing her team and my team together, I think that, was important. Like Aaron has been with me for 10 years, 16 years now, since 2010. He's worked on all of my projects.
Aaron is the nickname of the
Phillip Taylor.
Phillip Taylor. Our editor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it took me probably 5 years to know his name before. He was always Aaron to me. But he's been with me since 2010. So, he's seen the evolution in all the projects. So to be a part of this was important. Michael Payton, just great all around executive producer of the Irv Gotti documentary on BET. He just finished the Supreme McGriff documentary about the notorious drug dealer out of New York. He works with Rock Nation in their documentary department. So to be able to have him a part of this project and bring like the culture. Like there's a lot of ways to tell a story, right? But to have that grit and that culture aspect to it, I felt like he's the person to bring that. So I think, and then to have you to really be intentional about remembering the families and making that such an important part of it. I think all of us brought something that made this project special. Dr. Melina being able to tell the story and articulate the questions that people wanted to know. What happened to the money? Like what happened really in the movement? And to remember the families, you were very intentional about that. Like we can't forget about the families. The families have to stay. And I was like, I'm with you, but your intentionality in that script with the families, I think, like I said, I think it was just a great mixture of truth, right? This isn't, a one-sided story. This is the truth, and documents dictate the truth, right? So it's the truth. It's the movement, it's the love, it's the pain, it's the struggle, and it's just, the continuation of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, and I think to your point about it being the truth, I mean, I always say everyone can only see the world through their own eyes, but the fact is we brought receipts.
Yeah,
we're not just saying take our word for it.
The receipts are there.
The receipts are there. The receipts are there in footage, in testimonials, and actually in paperwork. And that was part of what you did, Phillip, was helping, along with Phil, a.k.a. Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, all of us, what I'm saying?
Finding those receipts, and making sure we had them.
Right.
It was a treasure hunt for sure, because some of it, we had on hand. Some of it was, it's screened on a thing once upon a time, and having to really go back and find that footage, that researching, is a lot of work.
Well, the industry standard is it takes 10 years to make a documentary, right? And in this case, I think one of the reasons we were able to do it in 2, even though, as you said, this was an idea you had long before it actually launched into production, is because we had more than 10 years of footage. Right. We had movement individuals from Dr. Melina Abdullah to you, Phillip, to the fact that the other Phil Taylor, just so happened to shoot the 10th anniversary in case a documentary was ever made. I mean, those kinds of blessings to where what would have been 10 years of work was actually already existing, so that we were able to do it in 2. And even that 2 was like a hard running 2.
Yeah, I mean, and even the last race to, the past 3 months. I mean, because we really went into editing maybe the beginning of January. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. We got the vocal, maybe December, right? We got Chuck D's vocals.
You mean final editing?
No. Remember, we didn't start editing. The script wasn't finished until when?
Well, but Aaron was already... Phil
Well,
was already working on string-alongs and pulling
that's true
stuff
too.
out.
That's true.
I mean, it's not like we just
I forgot
started
about that, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about like the edit to really put it together.
Yeah, the final edit,
We
yeah.
started that in, I would say,
December.
Yeah,
that's
we got
crazy.
the Chuck D vocals in December.
Yeah.
And part of the push, let's not forget the reason why we hit the ground running is because Dr. Abdullah said that she didn't want to do a film festival unless we started with the Pan-African Film Festival.
Yeah,
and when she said that, I was like, let's go.
We got news, traffic, and sports then more. She sure did say that.
She said
On
that, and
KBLA.
that's when we went forward.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is facing pushback on his plan to raise property taxes 9.5% to close a $7 billion gap. He calls it a last resort.
If we do not fix this structural imbalance and do not heed the calls of New Yorkers to raise taxes on the wealthy, this crisis will not disappear.
Governor Hochul opposes it, while Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary warns it could drive residents out. Dozens protested outside a new ICE leased office in a suburb of Detroit, Southfield, Michigan. The landlord said it can't be used for detention or enforcement, but activists argue that's not enough. And Whoopi Goldberg is clearing the air about why her name appears in the Epstein files. On The View, she explained it came from a 2013 email asking Epstein if she could use his jet for a charity event, a request he declined. Goldberg stressed she had no relationship with him and never flew on his plane. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Visit the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon for the Kilo of Gold giveaway. Drawings every Thursday in February. Visit Hard Rock Casino Tejon, the easiest drive from downtown LA. The excitement starts here at the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was a tough day Sunday for both of LA's NBA teams. The Lakers lost by 22 at home to Boston. The Clippers lost by 2 at home to the Orlando Magic. Benedict Mathurin almost made a three-pointer at the buzzer that would have won it for the Clippers. The loss spoiled a great performance from Kawhi Leonard, 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. The Lakers had LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves in the lineup, but the offense was still shaky. Boston's bench outscored the Lakers' bench 45-25. Congratulations to the UCLA women's basketball team. UCLA clinched the Big Ten Conference title Sunday with an 80-60 win over Wisconsin. 19 points and 14 rebounds for Lauren Betts. The Bruins have won 21 straight. If they beat USC next Sunday, they'll be the first Big Ten team to have an undefeated regular season since Maryland did it in 2015. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hi, I'm Tavish Smiley, and I have some news. The room is full. Our founding members cohort on the art of conversation has begun, and I could not be more energized by the professionals who said yes to mastering the craft. Their dedication to curating great conversations reminds me why I do this work. Now, if you wanted to join us and did not make it in time, I want you to hear this. The next cohort is coming. I do not have the firm dates yet, but I do have a waiting list. And everyone on that list will receive early access and special discounts when enrollment opens. After almost 40 years of interviewing world leaders and cultural icons, I am teaching everything I know. Don't miss your chance to be in the next room. Go to TavishTalks.com and get on the waiting list right now. That's TavishTalks.com. The conversation continues. Will you be part of it?
Yeah, man.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the Southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DiPrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
And Niele Anderson is here. She is the executive producer, one of the executive producers and director of Stolen, film, that feature documentary that just premiered at the Pan-African Film Festival. And I also was, involved as a producer. What does that mean?
You're an executive producer too. Knock it off.
Executive producer on the ground, just running around. Like basically, we all did what we had to do to get this thing done.
But I want to say this: you were the main producer because you were the one that did the interviews for the interviewees. You scheduled those interviews, and that is what a producer does, and it's significant to the soul of the documentary. And so you did a fantastic job of that, knowing the voices that we needed to hear to speak to the documentary, which was critical. So I think like from cinematography, from editing, to storytelling, like all of us contributed in what we had in our wheelhouse to make this a great project, I must say.
Yeah, but and to me, that's mainly because all of us were coming from the heart. Mm-hmm. Not everybody was a member of Black Lives Matter, but everybody was a member in terms of having experienced something, been to protests, been, been in support of the organization, and just thinking about getting the truth out to your point, with receipts. And so that's, I think, why. To me, I've said to a couple of my friends, I think there were 12 miracles, at least 12 miracles to get this far. How many more do we need?
We need a few more. We need a few more. But you speak about receipts and, just watching Black Lives Matter, when we see the documentary, it's starting in 2013 with Trayvon Martin. And me, being able to work for Patrice Cullors when she did her Reform LA jails, when we talk about receipts and we having those receipts in there. I think all of us had for me, I had an experience looking at, Patrice move, Dr. Molina move. And so, like you said, I think we all brought a personal experience. Mine was from the outside looking in because, of course, I'm a journalist like yourself. And so, going to some of the meetings and experiencing from the outside looking in about white people for Black Lives Matter. Who knew? There was a group called White People for Black Lives. And I think a lot of people didn't know that, but you'll find out in the movie.
Yeah. Phillip, a lot of the footage, you shot all the new footage, but a lot of the archival footage is also you. Talk about that.
Yeah. Kind of how I found myself joining BLM was, 2016 and 2017 as a transplant, trying to find a reason to care about Los Angeles besides the fact that's where I work and that's where I technically live to work. I really just needed some sort of outlet to feel rooted here, and I remember going through the Occupy movement when I was still in Chicago and like seeing a movement kind of crest and fall so quickly because it didn't have legs to really support itself on a long-term basis. And seeing BLM LA was like, okay, no, this is sticking around. This has legs. Let me get involved with whatever way I can. And I would kind of show up to meetings and just fly on the wall because I wasn't an organizer in any like official capacity. I wasn't like I'm trained to do this. So I just kind of watching and listening and then learning. And then at protests, I would just film. That's what I could do. I would just film on my camera or my phone and whatever. And eventually I made a video and kind of showed us like, hey, would y'all want this? Like here's a recap of this protest. And we was like, whoa, this is amazing. We'll just keep doing that. And then, that's around 2017, and then just if you keep showing up, you keep doing the work, they'll keep giving you more and more responsibilities, and 10 years later, I'm still there, still helping out, and didn't really know what that footage would go into, but just knowing that it was important to have and save and keep up with.
Yeah, so that's why I keep saying we did a 10-year documentary in 2 years, partly because you were actually shooting for almost 10 years. And then, of course, some other activists and families and stuff shared footage with us. It's a powerful piece. I'm still sort of stunned that we made it in time for the Pan-African Film Festival. Still kind of stunned. But one thing about Niele Anderson, she gonna get something done. Mm-hmm. It's more than one project that we've worked on together where I see you. You are not someone that's gonna let something sort of taper off. And that happens to a lot of projects, especially film projects in Hollywood, where people start and everyone's all gung-ho, and then all of a sudden it never gets done.
No. I think we all felt like something was special. I think that when I was, tired or working on other projects, you moved the ball along. And then when me and you were both, busy, Dr. Abdullah moved the ball along.
And the two Phils.
And the two Phils were like, just tell me what you need and I got you. And I think that's important too. And so it was just like, and it was like we sat with it for a while. I think between October and November, when we had the string out that we kind of, I was just like, okay, I don't know. You know how when you work on a project and it's like, okay, you just have to, I don't know what the next move is. And then Michael, was always in the back of my mind, but it was like, okay, we need another layer to this. We have the story. The story was strung out, but it was like we need another layer to make it motion picture. And I think, pairing it and bringing somebody like a Michael in, we got that motion picture that gives you, people were in the theaters crying. They were crying.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was tears. It was cheers. It was oohs. It was ahs. It's everything that you would want a movie to have. We heard it in the theater on Friday.
Were you nervous before it started?
Yeah, because nobody had seen the final edit but me, and I know everybody was nervous. And, I know there was, but I felt comfortable. But, it's
we saw most of it.
You saw most of it, but the final.
Yeah, a few tweaks. But the thing about it, too, I just get nervous. Like, it's going to glitch. The file won't play. It's going to flicker. We won't get, that's the kind of, that's the kind of nerves I have.
You know who made me feel comfortable? John, who did the
From the
DCP
post house,
transfer.
Yeah.
He was, and that's the process of making a movie that I learned. There's a whole process that goes along. And when he saw it, and he was a white guy, and when he came and dropped it off, he was like, wow, powerful. And he said there are only 2 glitches. He was like at the 4 minute and the 40. And I was like, that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah. And it ran smoothly. I was with my friend McCoy, and I'm like, I'm so nervous. He said, this is about to be some BS because she's over here nervous. So this must be terrible. And then afterwards,
that's
he
why
he loved it.
Yeah.
So
because there was some quirks that we were like, oh my God, can we fix this? Can we fix that? I don't think you were there that night, Phillip. But
many a long night.
Yeah. And so it was like, okay, we had a deadline, but it's like, do you adhere to the deadline or do you do what you know needs to be done? And if I would have had a good 6 to 12 more hours, which, we could have fixed those glitches. But it was like, okay, let's just let it be what it is right now. But I stopped it. It had got to the DCP. It had got to John. And I looked at it top of the morning, like as soon as I finished the show. And I was like, we can't... It's not gonna happen. So I stopped it.
Yeah, and started over.
And we
do
fixed
a couple
it.
edits, start again. But I mean, all of these are these are the miracles that I'm talking about. When does that happen? How does that happen? Never. Thank you. God is good. That's my response. God is good. All the time.
God is good.
Absolutely. And for you, Niele, you've done executive producing and producing on television shows, radio shows. Folks can hear you now on the radio, even earlier than this show, on the
Black Press USA. So Black Press USA is all of the black papers across the country, including LA Sentinel, Our Weekly, LA Wave, the Amsterdam out of New York, the Chicago Defender, over 200 newspapers. And it's important to note that Black Press celebrates 199 years this year. So next year will be 200.
200th, yeah.
Right. And we know that black media, black-owned media is under attack because of this Trump administration. So it's important that you guys that are listening, that you support entities like KBLA, and you support entities like Black Press USA, because we're the truth tellers.
Right, and you do their
morning show. I do their morning show, which is available on YouTube at Black Press USA. And our morning show is the headlines from across the United States. Tomorrow, Jasmine Canick is going to be my co-host, and we're going to talk about the State of the Union. But yeah, we come on every morning at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. So that's why I said even earlier. Unless you're on the East Coast, and then it's at the same time, kind of, sort of.
And most of the team is on the East Coast, so that's why it's at 8 o'clock.
Right, absolutely. Well, congratulations on that. But where I was going with that is you've produced for television, for radio, you've done lots of print stuff, and some video stuff. But this is your feature directorial debut, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This is my first. Thank you. I mean, yours too, right?
For a feature, yeah. But I mean, not as a director. I'm on as a producer and writer, yes.
Yeah.
But congrats. That's a big deal. Black woman director.
Thank you. I'm so excited about that. It's just the progression of a career that I'm so grateful to God for. And for it to be Black centered. Like, for my entire career, for my 20 years plus, it has always been Black centered. I've never worked for the closest is Fox, right? But guess what? It was Black centered.
It was Fox Soul.
Fox Soul. And it wasn't Fox News. It was owned by Fox television stations, which are your local affiliates like Channel 11. And so I thank Jack Abernathy for that opportunity, for being that visionary behind that, and to open up so many spaces for us Black content creators, even though I didn't get the equity I deserve. That's neither here nor there.
Well, that's almost always, girl. But yeah, congratulations. It's a big deal. And your directorial debut. Phillip, I know you've done cinematography on a lot of stuff, but compare this for yourself and share like how we can follow your work?
You can find me on the internet, really just Phil Jackson in most places. I've been on there enough to where I can beat the famous Phil Jackson most of the time. But yeah, it's tough because like my last feature project was a narrative feature called Three Ways, directed by Jamal Jadot. We premiered at BFF in Miami, which was also an amazing experience. So just being around that many black filmmakers, that film I had it's still a small movie, but I had a bigger team of ACs, gaffers, key grips, and all that. And this is really just me.
Yeah.
I was also the sound person a lot of the times too, so it was very much how can I fit as much as I can to my car to get to KBLA to shoot these interviews and pack up again. Or we're flying around, like how can I, fly with what's most important for me to fly with to make this happen so we can keep going and not get bogged down in the logistics of trying to be so professional to where we kind of lose the moment. So it was a tough push and pull of like trying to find what's good enough to get through, but how can we elevate, but also what do we not need so we're not getting in our own way.
Yeah, I mean what I love that you did, Phillip, is you embraced the guerrilla filmmaking concepts of, like you said, what can I get by with? How can I fit this? How can I do this myself? But you didn't do it to the point of abandoning the quality, which I think is why people are so stunned with what they're seeing on the screen, because you're bringing your professional filmmaking background to a guerrilla filmmaking context and kind of finding a way to get that quality so it doesn't look like a $10.99 movie.
Yeah, no, looking the part plays such a big role in media. So the fact that it looks like a real movie, people give it respect without even knowing it. The fact that they hear Chuck D's voice is like, oh wait, I know this voice. This voice is a voice that I've grown up with. Like that gives it weight that we don't even consciously always think about, but it just makes it feel correct, and that's really important because movies are meant to make you feel something. So if we are hitting you in all those points and like really make you feel something as you're watching, it helps you to kind of really sink into the movie and the message that we're trying to share.
Yeah. What's your version of that, Neil?
Frame it for me a little.
Well, I mean, your version of making us, seem big, right? Like a tiny team everybody doing 35 jobs.
Right.
We could have put ourselves on the credit. Gaffer.
Right.
Phillip Jackson.
Craft
Services. Dr. Melina Abdul. Like,
I
really?
think what makes this look big, big shout out to Chuck D.
Yeah.
I mean, that really amplifies to have his voice certify the movement. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a bigger voice of consciousness. And so I think he elevates the documentary. And then, of course, the families.
Yeah.
The families, having them pour into the film through their experiences. And so people could feel and be reminded that, there are people still out here hurting.
Yeah.
From police sanctioned violence.
Lots of them.
And it also shows how, these families have taken this pain and turned it into activism.
Yeah. Very directly. I mean, it's we have the receipts.
Right.
We have the receipts.
And I want to say this too. When we talk about the families, I want us to remember today Wanda Cooper Jones, who is the mother of Ahmaud Arbery. 6 years ago today, Ahmaud Arbery was murdered. So it's important that we remember her today as she has her annual, 5th annual memorial run.
Okay, we'll get the deets on that when we come forward. Say his name, Ahmaud Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery.
KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. SMP volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an SMP open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit caspvolunteer.org.
He's the son of a school teacher and Navy veteran who built a company worth billions and walked away from it. Tom Steyer, pledging to give away half of everything he earned to charity and fight for Californians. So when out-of-state corporations weren't paying their fair share of taxes, Tom Steyer led the fight for Prop 39 and won, earning California billions of dollars for our schools. Tom took on big oil to stop them polluting our air and water and smash them. Tom fought for free school lunches so no child goes hungry. Tom Steyer, strong enough to take on the special interests crushing us with the cost of living. As governor, Tom will stop Wall Street from buying up middle-class homes, lower utility rates by 25%, and ban corporate PAC money from our politics. Other politicians talk. Tom Steyer gets it done. Ad paid for by Steyer for Governor 2026.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, and I have some news. The room is full. Our founding members cohort on the art of conversation has begun, and I could not be more energized by the professionals who said yes to mastering the craft. Their dedication to curating great conversations reminds me why I do this work. Now, if you wanted to join us and did not make it in time, I want you to hear this. The next cohort is coming. I do not have the firm dates yet, but I do have a waiting list. And everyone on that list will receive early access and special discounts when enrollment opens. After almost 40 years of interviewing world leaders and cultural icons, I am teaching everything I know. Don't miss your chance to be in the next room. Go to TavishTalks.com and get on the waiting list right now. That's TavishTalks.com. The conversation continues. Will you be part of it?
Yeah, man.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 connecting you with services and solutions. The midterm elections are upon us. It is voting season once again. Common Cause's motto is fighting for the democracy we deserve. In service of that goal, Common Cause puts its state and national policy expertise, massive network of grassroots supporters, and nonpartisan approach into action to strengthen our democracy against the challenges we face today. They work at every level of government on priorities that impact each of our lives, like defending the right to vote, limiting big money's influence on our elections, holding public officials accountable, and more. Common Cause is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They seek to empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This election may be the most important one ever. If you'd like to make a donation or volunteer in service to the Constitution, please visit commoncause.org. That's commoncause.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Time flies when you're on the radio. I can't believe we're almost out of time. So I'm just passing the mic. I got a couple minutes here. Phillip, what do you want to leave us with? You've already told us we can find you at Phil Jackson everywhere. Yeah, Phil Not Jackson. The coach, the cinematographer.
Mm-hmm. Just really, I said at the screen, but just thanking anybody and everybody out there in the world who's recorded, shared the struggle, because that's what matters. That's what helped make this documentary. That's what will make future documentaries, and really that's how we share in the struggle and also share our stories and to bring light to what's going on, because so much wouldn't be said or wouldn't have changed if we didn't have footage to see the reality of it. It's one thing to say something's happening and just shout it, but then to see it and just show it is, you can't hide from the truth like that,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Niele, what do you want to leave us with this morning?
Stolen Trust Money movement of coming to a film festival near you. So if we're in your town and city, hit us up so we can invite you out to attend. And I just want to see this make space as an opportunity for Black Lives Matter Grassroots to get their resources back. And if not, that people know where to redirect their funding to support the movement. If that happens and Black Lives Matter Grassroots is elevated to the space that they need to be, then I feel like we've done our job.
And we find you at Niele LA, right?
Right. And then Niele Anderson, too, on other platforms. Yes. I don't do Twitter or X or whatever it is, so.
It's Niele.
Yep.
At Niele LA.
Mhm.
You can find her, or at Niele Anderson, to follow. And of course, follow Black Lives Matter Grassroots, because they're undoubtedly going to be announcing the screenings and such if you're trying to see it. Also, the next Black Lives Matter LA organizing meeting is March 8th at the Center for Black Power in Leimert Park. If you want to get in, be like Phillip, and bring whatever skill set you have to the table to the movement. Congratulations, Niele Anderson.
Same to
at
the both
Niele
of you.
LA. Congratulations, Phillip.
Congrats.
And a big thank you and congratulations to all of the families, Michael Brown Sr., all of the families. There are so many, of course, the Hines sisters, Sheila and Lisa Hines, who pushed so hard for Waukesha's Law. Sheila, Akili,
Do it for them, yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Their strength through all this is what keeps us going, you know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. Congrats. And I guess we'll see you at the next film festival.
Congratulations to you, Dominique.
Yay.
Yeah.
We did it. We doggone did it. Woo, woo, woo. All right. It's Black Marriage Monday next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is facing pushback on his plan to raise property taxes 9.5% to close a $7 billion gap. He calls it a last resort.
If we do not fix this structural imbalance and do not heed the calls of New Yorkers to raise taxes on the wealthy, this crisis will not disappear.
Governor Hochul opposes it, while Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary warns it could drive residents out. Dozens protested outside a new ICE leased office in a suburb of Detroit, Southfield, Michigan. The landlord said it can't be used for detention or enforcement, but activists argue that's not enough. And Whoopi Goldberg is clearing the air about why her name appears in the Epstein files. On The View, she explained it came from a 2013 email asking Epstein if she could use his jet for a charity event, a request he declined. Goldberg stressed she had no relationship with him and never flew on his plane. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Visit the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon for the Kilo of Gold giveaway. Drawings every Thursday in February. Visit Hard Rock Casino Tejon, the easiest drive from downtown LA. The excitement starts here at the new Hard Rock Casino Tejon.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was a tough day Sunday for both of LA's NBA teams. The Lakers lost by 22 at home to Boston. The Clippers lost by 2 at home to the Orlando Magic. Benedict Mathurin almost made a three-pointer at the buzzer that would have won it for the Clippers. The loss spoiled a great performance from Kawhi Leonard, 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. The Lakers had LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves in the lineup, but the offense was still shaky. Boston's bench outscored the Lakers bench 45-25. Congratulations to the UCLA women's basketball team. UCLA clinched the Big Ten Conference title Sunday with an 80-60 win over Wisconsin. 19 points and 14 rebounds for Lauren Betts. The Bruins have won 21 straight. If they beat USC next Sunday, they'll be the first Big Ten team to have an undefeated regular season since Maryland did it in 2015. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.